Leading off our discussion tonight is Democratic Senator Adam Schiff of California. He's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Agriculture Committee, and the Small Business Committee. And Senator, small business is, of course, understandably in a panic about what Donald Trump's tariffs are doing to them. And it is so clear and easy for them to understand. It's now easy for children to understand what he's doing to the price of Barbies. And it seems to me that the incompetence demonstrated there is of a piece with the incompetence demonstrated in the Mike Waltz story that has finally ended with him being removed as the National Security Advisor.
I think that's true. And what really stands out to me about Mike Waltz's firing is, first of all, how long it took. It's been over a month since the whole Signalgate story broke. No one was held accountable for the longest time. And the reason no one was held accountable is Donald Trump didn't want the embarrassment of acknowledging that something really wrong took place that endangered our national security, didn't want to reward, in his view, journalists who brought this to light, including Jeffrey Goldberg. None of the calculation involved national security. None of the calculation involved any real accountability. For him, it was delaying to avoid embarrassment. And similarly, the decision to exile Waltz to be the secretary at the UN, our ambassador to the UN, says a couple of things about the president as well. One is, hey, this was another way of kind of changing the storyline. We're not getting rid of him. He's not being punished. We're just giving him this new responsibility. But it also says how little the president respects the office of ambassador to the United Nations, how little he values our diplomacy or that body. Basically, this is a way to get him out of the president's sight and do so in a way that minimizes the president's embarrassment. Again, our diplomatic needs could care less. The national security imperative and risks, not really the issue here. It's all about avoiding embarrassment for the president.
Senator Schiff, please stay with us. When we come back, I want to talk to you about this stalled confirmation in the Senate because of a Nazi sympathizer and an admirer of Adolf Hitler that's involved in all of this. We're going to be right back with Senator Schiff. Thank you. Once again today, the Republican-controlled Senate Judiciary Committee delayed the confirmation hearing of Donald Trump's nominee for U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. Senator Adam Schiff knows exactly why.
This is Ed Martin. Here he is doing an introduction of his friend Timothy Hale Cuccinelli.
He's an extraordinary man, extraordinary leader now of those who have survived January 6th. And I think he's resisted this, but I don't care because I have the I bought this microphone and I want him to come up.
Now you might ask, so what's the problem with that introduction? The problem with that introduction is Timothy Hale Cuccinelli. Here's a photo of Timothy Hale Cuccinelli portraying one of his apparent heroes. Timothy Cuccinelli is an avowed anti-Semite, admirer of the Fuhrer, someone who has talked about wanting to eat Jews for lunch and dinner. This is the guy that Ed Martin is saying is an extraordinary person that we want to hear more for. It's a leader the country needs to hear more from. Really, does the country need to hear more anti-Semitic bile from this guy? I don't think so, but this is just one of the many reasons why I'm trying to kill this nomination.
And Senator Schiff is back with us. Senator, what would a confirmation hearing of Ed Martin look and sound like? Presumably we'd hear everything that this Hitler worshiper has said that Ed Martin must have known about.
Yes, and more than that, Lawrence, in the questions that we posed to him in writing, he really tried to deny the closeness of his relationship with Cuccinelli in other interviews, and very much after the fact, he has tried to distance himself and say that I wasn't aware of that photograph. I wasn't aware of the things that he had said. But we have these podcasts now that he did with Cuccinelli where he talks about the closeness of his relationship, where he acknowledges the photo and that he's aware of the photo. So we would be able to question him about all of these contradictions, which are statements he has made now under oath. But more than that, the fondness for this Hitler admirer is only one of the indictments against Ed Martin. You also have the fact that he has no prosecutorial experience. His only real relevant experience is being a stop-the-steal lawyer. He has said in connection with January 6th that we should go easier on people who beat cops. He has called for reparations to be paid, not to the victims, but to the perpetrators, that the people that were convicted of January 6 crimes deserve not just restitution, but reparations. He has moved to dismiss cases against January 6 defendants as the acting U.S. attorney who remained his clients. So he was on both sides of that prosecution. The list goes on and on and on. It includes his failure to disclose hundreds of appearances on Russian propaganda, RT and Sputnik. So that's what a hearing would look like. It would confront him with all of his false answers under oath. It would walk through all of the outrageous statements he's made about law enforcement January 6th, and it would hold him accountable for propping up, lifting up this avowed anti-Semite.
There are members of that Judiciary Committee, like Senator Cruz, Senator Hawley, who dream of running for president, in Cruz's case, again someday, or being on the vice presidential slot on the ticket. A vote for this nominee would attach those Hitler worship comments to them throughout the future of their political careers.
It would, and I guess it really depends on what is the state of the Republican Party when they run for president or run for president again. If it still resembles this MAGA party that has people like Elon Musk doing Hitler salutes and Steve Bannon doing Hitler salutes, then maybe that's not a disqualification from being the nominee of the Republican Party. But I think for others on the Judiciary Committee who have expressed reservations, they have deep concerns about associating themselves or their votes with this guy. He has attacked Senator Cornyn, and he's attacked Senator Collins, and he's made disparaging remarks about Senator Curtis. Senator Tillis has expressed his own concerns about Martin's denigration of police officers and law enforcement on January 6th. So a lot of the Republicans have serious reservations about this guy, which is why I think his nomination is in such limbo.
Senator Adam Schiff, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.